OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
G boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
OG boy.
Day we hustle, but the night we
OG boy.
Know that they ride or die.
I'm a OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
G boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
G boy.
day we hustle, but the night we
boys by my
OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about.
I'm a OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
G boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
OG boy.
day we hustle, but the night we
OG boy.
Know that they ride or die.
I'm a OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
G boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
G boy.
day we hustle, but
OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about.
day we hustle, but the night we
Boys by my side,
OG boy.
know that they ride or die.
I'm a OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
G boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my
What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness Gang, to join the Witness Nation. Now let's get into this, shall we? Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney.
Sorry, y'all. Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. What up, you guys? Welcome to Whitney D TV. First, let's get into everything, shall we? Welcome. I would love to see where you guys are tuning in from, so please make sure to place your city in the chat and I will make sure to shout you out. What's that? Oh, home of keeping it cute so you won't get the boot. That's right. Make sure you guys please keep it cute so you won't get the boot. Okay, now what that means is that you do not have to agree with me or my remarks or opinions. This is my channel, however, and I ask that you respect me by respecting yourself. Whatever you have to say it with your chest, but make sure it is respectful. Okay, now in regards to everything that's going on with the R. Kelly trial and things of that nature, it is done. So I ask that you please respect my chat and do not spam my chat with your hashtag free R. Kellys or anything pertaining to that if we are not talking about the topic. Okay, not for nothing, you do not have to agree, so your opinion is duly noted here. Okay, if nothing further, make sure you guys do not forget to stop, like this video, subscribe if you have not, and sharing is caring, so make sure you guys share this video so I can reach a broader audience. Okay, now not for nothing, if you guys would like to join the channel, you can find the link located in the description box down below, or feel free to look above. That's right, right there in the chat. It should be pinned. If it's not, it should be by now. Okay, not for nothing, if you like to support me on a monetary basis, you can support me by Cash App through the money sign Whitney D 2014, or make sure you look at the bottom of the screen and there is located other means of ways to donate to the channel: PayPal, Zelle, or Cash App. If nothing more, thank you and enjoy the show. Ciao. Hello, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay, God dang, I was like, okay, let me turn my light down real quick. Hey, y'all, hold on 1 second. Let me get my light together. I look like a ghost. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. All right. Goodness gracious. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Good evening. I am so sorry about the little shabacle before. Okay. Because I was just scrambling, rushing, doing my makeup. Okay. I am buffering a lot. And I was watching the playback on last night and I was upset. I was teed off, to say the least, because I was like, I'm chopped and remixing, screwing. It was just crazy. So let me see if I can. Let me lock in. Let me see. I'm plugged directly into it. Okay, while we figuring this out, okay. Hey, y'all. Before I get into the comments, yes, I'm red today, y'all. I'm red today. Shouts out to Shazazz Creations. This is where I got my tea black on. Now, I am a brand affiliate ambassador of this clothing. Well, actually, it's a customization company. She customized totes, tumblers, all that. Y'all saw the preview before, but not for nothing. This is one of them. It says, "Do not disturb my peace, my joy, my grind, my whole entire vibe. Please do not disturb." Okay. So, and then on my lips, I have, of course, Shay Michelle, not a brand affiliate or ambassador, but black owned, and I support it. And this color is Cherish. The old color was Mia Moore, but she got new product, new packaging and stuff like that. So now the name has changed to Cherish. That's what I have on my lips. Okay. All right. And then, you know, accessories is Fashion Nova. Hair pieces is Rain. Sunshine and Rain LLC. Okay. All right. But hello, everybody. Welcome to Where the Parents Wednesdays. Let me get into this chat and say hello to you guys. Oh, what a crazy night. Okay. Aaron said first. I know that's right, baby. Hey, you were first. You was here at 2006. Okay. Oh, and how convenient. My phone would die. Child, I can't make this stuff up. I need my phone. Okay, but anyways, I'll get my phone while we're watching the videos and stuff like that. Not for nothing. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Charnette. How are you? She says, I'm here waiting in the background. All right. Thank you. Oh, Katie. Hey, you guys. Okay, so Katie. All right. If you guys don't got it by now, all right. Katie is my awesome moderator. Okay. She's gonna put eye emojis in the comments to let you know that she sees you. From there, everybody gonna be on alert. Everybody gonna be on alert and gonna be like, what we looking at or whatever, right? And then from there, if you proceed to act a fool in the chat, she will put them water pistols that you see right there in the chat, like pew pew pew. Okay. Then from there, she's gonna put you in timeout, and then you're just gonna get the boot. Okay, so try to keep it cute so you won't get the boot. Okay, shouts out to Katie. All right. Okay, let's see. Sharita, hey, honey bunches. She says, hey, everybody. Hello. Okay, let me see who else is in here. Quaisha, hey, honey bunches. Hey, it's away. Hey, Charlie, good evening. He says, great question, but not just the parents, but all involved. This question needs to be asked until they are forced to do another surviving R. Kelly to investigate. Baby, we're not talking about R. Kelly, okay? The only reason why he's on my thumbnail is because we covered that whole trial, baby. He's guilty. All right. And I also debunked the whole theses about involving the parents, and they couldn't find anything on the parents. I wish you guys would let that go. Like, seriously, it was nothing that the parents did lawlessly. Okay. Maybe immorally, maybe y'all didn't agree, maybe you wouldn't do it or whatever the case may be, but did they break the law? No, because if they did, they will be held accountable, and all those involved are being held accountable. I speak on that as well. You got to catch up. Okay. But I have a few videos on what's going to happen in Illinois. Some parents are going to be involved, as well as some people that are in the enterprise. Okay. But tonight is not about R. Kelly. All right. If you guys refresh your screen, you will actually see who we'll be talking about today. I told you guys I will release it 5 minutes before, and I did that. Okay. Hey, Karen J, long time no see. Hey, welcome. Hey, Charlie. No, you're okay. You're okay, baby. You are okay. You were very respectful when you stated that comment, so you're fine. I just wanted to address you. Okay, baby. You're fine. All right. Okay. So I said hello to everybody. Okay. I am extra bright tonight. You know what? Let me see something, y'all. Let me adjust this light, cause baby, I'm not a yellow ball. Okay, I'm peanut butter, and I like my complexion, and it seems like it's a little ghostly right now. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can turn off this light, and it'll adjust. Cause I think that's what it is. I'm extra bright. All right, I think I fixed it, y'all. Sorry. And then I went on and grabbed me a charger. Okay. All right, y'all. So good evening. Okay. Did that fix it? You know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm just extra bright tonight. I think my lighting is off. I'm on time. You are on time. Because baby, I'm trying to get this light together. I don't like this. I like my little caramel complexion. Let me see if I can change it. There we go. There we go. Because baby, I had some There you go. Let me see if that changed it. Okay, you know what? Whatever. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Cause that's bright. Child. Oh God. Y'all, if I look like a ghost, let me know. But y'all look, child. Anyways, okay. Hey Monique, what did it do? I saw her comment disappear. And whoever's doing that and you a mod, I'm gonna take your wrench. Okay, like stop erasing my comments. Okay, if they not talking trash. Okay, and then also learn how to comprehend a comment. I don't care if people are talking crazy. If they talking about my eye, my kids, my husband, something like that, then yes. But if they are just, making their statement, don't erase their comments. Y'all know I see it first, right? I see it first. So I don't know, but Monique did a comment, and that's why I wanted my phone to be charged so I can actually read it back. I saw it and I went to click on it and it was gone. And I was like, okay, so I don't know if she erased it. If Monique erased it, that's fine. I can't see that. But if somebody erased her comment, please don't do that. I don't care about people disagreeing with what I say or something like that. Keep their comments, but I know Monique. And see, I'll be watching my comments. I told y'all, okay? Anyways, good evening, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into everything. As you guys see, who we're going to be talking about on tonight, Jeannie, my Jenkins. Okay. And I'm super excited to be discussing her tonight. I don't know if you guys were aware of what she went through. She's dibbled and dabbed in her whole experiences. And so I wanted to actually elaborate more on her trauma, okay, and why she is the way that she is, okay. Not for nothing, you guys. Not for nothing, you guys. Again, welcome to Where Were the Parents Wednesday, Jeannie Mai. All right, you guys. Okay, so I first heard about her story because I was watching The Real, and I was just kind of I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought Jeannie Mai was annoying. I'm not even gonna lie to you, no shade. I thought she was rather annoying, to say the least. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I thought she was annoying, to say the least. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I was like, you know what? Let me give her some time. Let me see. Okay. Then she made that comment about her meat on the side, and I was like, girl, and I was like, okay, whatever, But she grew on me. I said, okay, it is what it is, Then she got into it with I want Tamara about Sesame Street, and how Tamara was talking about that they shouldn't be talking about Ernie and Bert being gay and stuff like that. That's something that should be brought up about kids. And here goes Jeannie Mai. I think it should be. And I was just like, girl, shut up. Because as a parent, that's sexual. And I don't care if people do have two parents and stuff like that. Okay, but that ain't got nothing to do with cartoons and stuff like that. Y'all gotta understand. We grew up on Peanut, and we didn't know who. We didn't even hear the parents talking on there. It like stop. Like dial it back. Like let kids be kids and leave their cartoons alone. I'm gonna adjust my light. Not young baby, because it is too bright. I just feel like I'm too bright. Anyways, that's why I want my phone on, because I want to see what y'all seeing. But not for nothing, I said, okay, and then I heard a little bit about her story, and I said, okay. See, sometimes you got to hear people's stories to understand where they are coming from and not be so judgmental of them, okay? And so let's go ahead and get into the story of Jeannie Mai Jenkins. Okay, all right. Jeannie Mai, if you guys aren't aware who she is, this is Jeannie Mai. She, was on The Real and other things. Me personally, I didn't know her anywhere besides The Real. But, that's just me. Not for nothing, Jeannie Mai Jenkins, born Jeannie Kamtu Mai, January 4th, 1979, is an American wait a darn tootin' minute. Forgive me, okay? Shouts out to the WIT Squad research team. They are the ones that are bringing this story to you guys on tonight. They are the ones that tirelessly gathered up all this research. And to be honest with you, the enemy has been busy taking them out one by one. I told you guys probably like a week or two ago that my boy Octavius went down first. And then the next thing I know, it was Vicky, then it was Hannah, and now all of my WIT squad. And what I had to communicate with them is that, when you are exposing the truth, not a lie. See, people don't care when you're exposing a lie. They're okay with that. But when you get to exposing the truth, facts, and people want to continue to run with a lie, oh, there's a problem. And that's how the enemy works. See, they were fine. They were healthy. They were thriving until they linked up with me, a truth seeker, a truth teller. And the enemy was mad about that. Sorry, y'all. I got a fly, a gnat or whatever running around here and trying to get to this light. And so one by one, the enemy tried to take them down to silence them, but no weapon formed against them shall prosper, and any tongue that rises against them shall be condemned in Jesus' name. I speak health and healing over them. That's something I experienced whenever I started planning my fashion shows and things like that, because at the end of all my fashion shows, we give back to somebody unexpectedly. And I know the enemy hates people being a blessing to people. So I just want you guys to know to stay the course, okay? But shouts out to the freaking WIT squad. Okay, put your magnifying glasses in the chat, or your glasses in the chat for them, because they are built for tough, and I'm grateful of them. Okay, now for that, let's go ahead and get back into this story. Okay, she is an American television presenter, makeup artist, and stylist. She is best known for her work on the makeover show How Do I Look, and the syndicated daytime talk show The Real. As a fashion expert, she is frequently featured on television programs such as Today, Extra TV, Entertainment Tonight, and Insider. She has also appeared as a host for E, as well as the Miss Universe pageant. She is currently a sideline reporter on Holy Moly on ABC. Okay. And, she, of course, has other, things that she's done, but not for nothing. That is Jeannie Mai and the breakdown of Jeannie Mai. Okay. This is some pictures of Jeannie Mai when she was a youth. And I'm going to get back into that. We're going to actually bring this picture back up. Okay. But I want to get into her siblings. Okay. Now, they couldn't find much information on her siblings. So I do have images of them. However, let me get them pulled up for you. All right. So her siblings are, and I don't know if this is in order, so do not hold me to it. Her brothers are Dennis and Daniel Mai. Okay. So I don't know who this one is in particular, but these are her brothers. Okay. Okay. Now, her parents. Okay. Let's get into her parents. Okay. Let's start with her mother. All right. Her mother. Okay. Which we all know. I love her. I love Mama Mai. Mama Mai is a trip. Okay. Mama Mai is an absolute trip. Okay. Now, about Mama Mai, okay? Olivia Tutron Mai is an American social media star and the mother of Jeannie Mai, a well-known social media personality, stylist, and talk show host. Olivia is one of the esteemed hosts of the Real syndicated daytime show. Olivia and daughter Jeannie had a fallout for 8 years, but later solved their differences. And we're actually going to talk about that whole breakdown of the fallout. Okay. Now, Jeannie Mai, for those that aren't aware, and that's her mom. Okay, and then we're gonna get into her father. I'm bouncing around. Let me get to her father. This is Jeannie's father. Okay. Now, before I get into the early stages of her life, we're gonna break down her father. Okay. Now, couldn't really find much information on her father, but he was there, and he was a retired worker in San Jose, California. All right. Let's get into the earlier stages of Jeannie Mai, earlier life, of Jeannie Mai. Okay, Jeannie Kemtu Mai was born and raised in San Jose, California, to a Vietnamese mother named Olivia Tu Tram Thong and a Chinese Vietnamese father named James. She attended Milpitas, I hope I'm saying that where I probably butchered it, high school. All right. Now, let's get into her story. Okay. Now, I wasn't privy to her story, but I was somewhat aware of it, like I told you guys, but I'm going to let you guys hear about her story. Okay. So let me get that pulled up. And this is a snippet of her story. However, we're going to actually hear the story in its entirety. Okay. Let me share my screen with you guys.
Jeannie Mai says she was sexually abused by a family member when she was only 9. In the latest episode of her YouTube series, Hello Hane with Jeannie Mai, the real co-host and her mother sit down to have a deep discussion about the past.
We were playing video games and he started to touch my thigh. And I just remember the whole time I keep thinking, this is my family member. I know him like this. I've known him for this long. He's taught me this. He's allowed in my house. This is cool. This is okay.
Jeannie says she initially didn't want to say anything because she was afraid, but later tried to tell her mother about the ongoing abuse.
I began to get angry because now I'm telling my mom that he's taking off my clothes. And you said, I don't believe you.
Mai doesn't identify the man by name. She explains the abuse and events surrounding it led her to leave home at just 16 years old, adding it also created an 8-year falling out with her mother. She says the two have addressed the incident since then. According to the talk show host, this is the first time the two talked about how the abuse affected their relationship, and the discussion ultimately allowed Jeannie to find out that her mom actually confronted the family member years ago.
I know that I'm crying right now, but actually, I feel like you just set something free inside of me because you believed me.
Okay, like I told you guys, we're now about to hear that story in its entirety. So I want to trigger warn everybody now in advance that she goes into detailing. As you guys heard a snippet of it, but she goes into full on details about the whole situation. Okay. Now you can actually check this out on her YouTube channel. And I will have it disclosed in the description, but let me go ahead and pull up that video. Okay. And you will see a trigger warning, but I wanted to trigger warn you guys in advance as well. Okay. So let me go ahead and put this.
Just be 100% honest, Mom. This is good for you and me because you've never talked about this with anybody.
Yeah.
We got this. Okay. We've talked before that we had a major falling out when I was about 16 till I was 24. I've never actually talked about that incident with my mom since then. We're talking for the first time of how that affected us, and we hope that this can help you connect more with your mom, grow better and closer with your family, and help you heal however you need to inside. I'm sad. There are problems, but most of the time you just keep it to yourself, right?
Right.
And is that how you guys grew up too, Mom?
Mm-hmm. Embarrassed to say it.
Even though Mama Mai grew up in a culture where you hide your problems and you keep it to yourself, you tried to teach me to be proud of who you are, to speak up. Don't let somebody else silence your voice. I grew up with an Americanized way of thinking, but with my mom, who still had traditional ways, there still is a learning curve to connect the two. I believe that confidence within your family is one of the most important fundamental roots to have. The confidence to be honest, to be open with your family members. We stay true to what we say we're going to do because we want not only us to be a family here, but for you guys to be a family with us. I want to thank you, first of all, for caring about me and Mama Mai, to ask thoughtful questions about our relationship and to get us to maybe face some of those uncomfortable moments we haven't talked about, like this one. How do you feel right now, by the way?
A little bit nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous too. So we are facing our fears right now, and we hope that this encourages anybody out there to face your fears by sitting down on a couch together, even if it's as ugly as this one, to actually close the gap and remembering that unconditional love means you should be able to talk about anything. Growing up, Mama Mai and I were very close. I honestly think I am a television host and an entertainer today because of Mama Mai. She taught me how to shine. She taught me how to talk to people, relate to people. Taught me how to do my makeup, how to put on my clothes and wear bright colors. When my second brother was born, there were 3 kids in the house now. Mama Mai had to take on a second job. So she became very busy. We needed to find a babysitter. So we called upon a family member. This family member came over every single day and stayed with me after school and became a really cool, iconic person in my life. This person was about 16, 17, and I was 9. I remember dyeing my hair black because of this person, listening to The Cure. If you can imagine, like, being about 9 years old at that time, you're just super impressionable and everything cool, from skateboarding. Mama Mai, you're...
My phone.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm pouring out my... Anyway, like I was saying, I really looked up to this family member who was babysitting me. We became very close. And I just remember one day, this person sitting really close to me. We were playing video games and he started to touch my thigh. And I just remember the whole time I keep thinking, this is my family member. I know him like this. I've known him for this long. He's taught me this. He's allowed in my house. This is cool. This is okay. And I also was just stunned because I've never been intimately touched like that. So I couldn't tell if it was wrong. I just knew I was noticing it. I was almost narrating it in my head, but I also just kept playing the video games. Every day, the touching continued a little bit more. Him taking off some of my clothes. We used to have the bathroom in your room. I remember him pulling me into that shower, and it was the first time I've ever seen a grown man and what he looked like. I was still 9 years old. I remember him telling me to touch him in certain ways. When I picture it, I just see flashes of things. I remember seeing the color of my clothes. I remember seeing blue jeans and then my blue underwear, my green shirt that my mom bought for me. And this happened every day for a few weeks, and then it turned into months. And I remember 1 year going by. I didn't want to say anything because I was afraid. Honestly, because I knew you and Dad were struggling with money, and I knew that we had to have a babysitter. So I was afraid of getting him in trouble because then who would watch over us? And you were always really tired because you had 2 jobs and you were stressed out. And I never thought to come and bring more issues to you. He said certain things that made me afraid of making you angry at me. He would say things like, which is like, your mom's gonna hit you if you talk about the family. Or, không ai tin đâu. Nhiều người nghĩ là con gái điên lắm, which is like, nobody's gonna believe you. People think little girls like you are crazy. I would just come home and go to my room, and I just kind of knew that he would come in at some point, and there was nowhere in my house to run to. This went on for a long time, for a few years. I'm a teenager. I'm like 13, 14. And I remember getting quieter, and I started getting nightmares. I felt like you and I grew farther from each other because you were working so much. I approached my mom, and I tried to tell you what had happened. You were in the kitchen, you were cooking something. And I remember telling her, almost like pleading with her, like, I don't like this person. I don't want to stay at home with him anymore. Please stay home with me. I remember you were confused. I think you thought we were fighting, like kids fighting, right?
That's what I thought.
Do you remember this moment?
Yeah, I thought you guys fighting all the time. You said you don't like him, you don't like him. So I thought you fight. That's it.
So I remember the words I was saying was trying to get my mom to just get him to leave, but I also wasn't able to say it clearly because I don't even know what that word is in Vietnamese, that someone's touching you. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so weird. So she didn't get it. And she just said, you guys don't like each other right now. Just, ignore each other for now. I kind of went back to my own corner and he was starting to become more aggressive with what he was doing to me in private. So I went to my mom and I said that this person was doing things to me that gave me nightmares. You looked really confused.
I don't realize what you tried to say.
I told you that he took off my clothes.
Yeah, and then I don't believe it. That's my reaction. I don't believe it all because his parent is divorced. So my father bring him to our house, and then he was baby, 1 year old. We bring him and stay with us. He's just like the real son. He talk to me. He respect me. He very sweet. He really nice. Whatever I ask for help, he gonna do it. He gonna do everything. So when you tell me, I feel like is that right? I don't believe it.
It didn't match up.
It doesn't match up. I don't believe it, and I just let it go.
I began to get angry because now I'm telling my mom that he's taking off my clothes, and you said I don't believe you.
I should come ask him. I should get action to ask him. But I don't know why. That time I feel like maybe I can say I'm stupid or I don't pay attention. I don't know.
You're not
but I feel
stupid,
like
Mom.
I feel like I don't believe it. When I don't believe it, I just let it go. I never think he's gonna do that. I never, because I think I love him very much.
But did you love him more than your daughter who was trying to tell you something?
I love him more than I love you, because at that time I'm thinking he have no parent and he came over here. I bring him to my house. I feel like I rescue him. I love him. At least you have father, you have mother, but him, he have nobody.
You're saying that just because he didn't have parents, you felt so bad for him that you chose to believe him over your own daughter.
It's not I chose, but I feel like you guys always fight on the time. You know what I mean? Mom, I don't like my cousin. I like that. So, and then this is the point. I got tricked because I don't see anything bad thing about him. He's part of the blood of the family. I don't think he do that.
So in that moment, I was about 15. I remember distinctly those words. I don't believe you. He wouldn't do that. That's your cousin. This is in your head. I felt by myself. I even got to a point where I started to ask myself, did I imagine these things? I knew that it wasn't just in my head. And that's when I started to separate from you, Mom. And I decided at 16, I ran away from home. So I packed up my things and I left the house and I moved to San Francisco. I left the house and started to pursue my career in makeup, in styling, and later TV, and pretty much have been independent since 16. I spent 9 years, almost 10 years, never celebrating Mother's Day, never celebrating Christmases with my family. All of the traditions we always did, it stopped completely. My mom was mad at me for running away because she felt that was disrespectful. And I hated you at the time because
at that time I feel like you want to run away, you want to learn heartbreak, go ahead, run. I don't need that kind of daughter. That's how I feel.
For anybody out there who has distance from your family member or maybe even a broken connection with your mom, you feel it. So at that time, my mom was doing her own thing and I had to find a way to reconnect with her, but I hadn't talked to her in years. I finally got to contacting where you were at that moment and I came over and I remember I knocked on the door and as soon as the door opened, we went at it. The ugly cry, the ugly scream, the scene from Love and Hip Hop, like everything you could think of. And I said it one more time. You never believed me when I needed you to. You listened and you said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And I said, I told you about this. I told you that this person, this family member has been touching me and has been doing things to me every single day for years. And you never helped me. All of a sudden you stopped and you said, tell me exactly what he did. And I told you everything.
I don't know why I really listened to her single detail, everything. And I'm really shocked because I cannot believe it. That's a real thing. It's happened to my family. Make me guilty and make me feel so bad and make me cannot sleep and I want to come over to his house. I want to punch him. I want to put him in jail. You know what I mean? I cannot believe it. That's happened to my daughter. And then she ran away because of that reason, because I don't believe her. I have to say, I'm really sorry, Kong. I'm really sorry because I don't know what happened. I don't know why I love that boy and I take care like a real son and then do that to you. I cannot believe it.
That's what I guess that's Mom. I obviously forgive you now because you're like my best friend, of course, and I'm so happy that we reconnected. But I'll never forget why you didn't believe me. And even like right now when you say that you loved him more than me because you felt bad for him, I just don't understand.
That's how I feel. I feel sorry for him, you know. I don't know what to do. But the only thing I can say, I'm really sorry. After that, I cannot sleep. For the whole night, I cannot sleep. In the morning, I came over to his house. I asked him.
Whose house?
What is it? Him.
You went to his house?
Yes, I came to his house. I asked him, why you do that to my daughter? What did you do? Can you tell me what's going on? He's shocked. And then he say, I didn't do anything. Who told you? I say, my daughter told me. You better tell me right now before I call the police.
You went to his house later on?
Yes, I went to his house later on.
When I told you what happened, you mean as an adult?
Yes, I almost hit him.
How come you never told me this?
No, because I'm so mad. Because I'm so mad. I just do without you. And I came over and then I almost slapped him. And he begging me. Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. He told me, forgive him. He's too young. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then he know he's stupid. And he say, would you please tell Jeannie, can I buy the present for her?
Oh my God.
No, that's why he asked me, can I buy the present for her? So I can talk, I can apologize. I tried to tell him, my daughter hates the people like that. And then she write a book, she's talking about you. And I cannot stop my daughter because, I feel bad. I feel embarrassed. What did I do to her? How come I don't on her side? I'll be on your side. Right now, if I can kill you, you're the first one on my list. I told him like that.
I wish you told me that you went to his house because...
So what are you going to do? I
know, but you never told me that before. And that part is all I needed. That part is all I needed to know is that you supported me and you defended me. How come you never told me that right there is all I needed to know is that you believe me. That you believe me and that you listen and that you would go and try to do something about it. I just needed your support. Does that make sense?
I wanted to stop it right there. I was getting emotional because I think it was like where were the parents back, and we were talking, we was having a dialect after the show, and somebody asked me in regards to my experience, would I want an apology? Although that we're not able to get those all the time. Yes, you see how just to hear her mom say that she did something about it, that's literally all a person wants. We want to hear that you believe us. You know what I'm saying? That you get us, that we weren't lying, that this wasn't just something going on in our head. Like for a while, like I suppressed my experience, several of them. And that's why when I did my documentary, it was so pivotal to get that whole insight as to why people subconsciously try to erase those traumatic situations. And it's not until something happens that triggers it to bring it up, and you be like, wow, that really happened. It wouldn't be until situations where if my family member is talking about me or something like that, it would trigger me, because I'd be like, have y'all lost your damn mind? Do you know what I've been going through? Oh, no, you don't. But you keep putting your mouth on me. You know what I'm saying? And it made me get a very bad attitude because, like I said, after my experience or whatever, I got labeled as being fast. That's why I hate when people be using it for these victims, because it's just like, no, you know what I'm saying? And in some cases, the traumatic experience caused them to be fast or hot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, instead of you talking about that person, figure out what's going on and actually do something about it. Like I said, mine never got rectified or anything like that. But anyways, I stopped right there because I wanted to dive into what was said, and then we're going to move further into this. Okay. So if you notice in Jeannie's 40 years of life, she still cries. And that's why when people be like, why now? It pisses me off too. Because you never get past that traumatic situation. It don't matter how old you are. Don't matter how all the therapy that you get. You just learn how to control it, and you learn how to kind of navigate life with that experience. You never get fully healed from a traumatic experience. It's engraved in you. It's embedded in your whole entire being. Okay? And I shared with you guys the experience that I went through with Asriel or whatever. We fell out or whatnot. To be honest with you, our relationship, our dynamics has never been like the same since then, but I still support her and love her because I get it. But, it was a situation where she felt that she got insecure with me because she felt unprotected any longer with me because she felt like I was revealing her location and stuff like that. Rightfully so, I get it with everything that's been going on, right? And so, it kind of, her whole being, was engraved in this whole traumatic situation that she went through. And here I am forgetting that. You get what I'm saying? And so that's why people are saying stuff like, why now and all this stuff like that and telling people get help and stuff like that. I never got help. And I think I'm thriving very well. You know what I'm saying? Not having the opportunity to get that apology, not having the opportunity. I mean, still with my family to this day, they kind of know, but ain't nobody it's still a subjection. You feel what I'm saying? It's still a subjection. It's no validation there. It's never been a validation there. You know what I'm saying? And this individual has done this to several people in our family, but that's neither here nor there because this topic is not about me tonight. Okay. But, to see her still in her 40s, married, living life, and still cry about it, with her mom, that tells you right there, people don't get past their situation. They only merely get by. Then you hear her say that she was afraid to tell. The question that's posed, like, why didn't you say anything or whatever? Because for a while, I didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. What was going through my head was that I'm not going to be able to go to this relative's house again. Not because I liked what was going on to me, but because he had a sibling that I was close to. His sister was the one I was close to. You know what I'm saying? If he never existed in the whole equation, would have been all right with me. But I felt like as a kid, if I say something, I'm not going to be able to go over there no more. So I'm not going to say nothing. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble. To hear her say that. And that's why I be telling people, y'all got to understand the mental capacity of a victim. Okay. She said, again, a child. Okay. And this is why you don't put children in grown-up situations. It must have been conveyed somewhere that, that, this situation was a dire situation. That's why I be transparent with my children. Like if we go to a store and I can't afford something, I'm honest. But for the most part, they are spoiled. I want them to know the skies is not the limit. Okay. You can go beyond the skies. You know what I'm saying? You work hard for something, you'll get it, you'll obtain it. It must have been somewhere in there where Jeannie felt like the impression was put on her that they needed this. They needed this babysitter, that she didn't want to, be an issue, be a burden on her mother. And if she would have said something, who would they have had to be able to sit for them? This was a family member, they, I guess, couldn't afford a real babysitter where they would have to pay. So if Jeannie says something, this would mess up everything. You get what I'm saying? That's a lot of weight on a child to have to endure, no one's going to believe her. The abuser said that to her. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to believe you. And here we are to this day with grown individuals getting into situations and they're not being believed. So it's not even it's a kid situation. It's a simple fact of the matter that if I love this person more than you, oh, come on, somebody. Prime example. You know what I'm saying? The Gerondas, the Asriels, the Fates of the world, they were nothing in comparison to the love that people had for R. Kelly. Okay, you heard Jeannie my mom say that I loved him more. That's why she couldn't even fathom the whole fact of the matter that somebody that she loved so much would do that. Come on, gather up all this, okay? Because it's I gotta understand this. Every situation, no matter who is going on, it's the same. It's the same blueprint. Okay, it's the same blueprint. All right. That abuser is going to make you feel like you're nothing. All right. And in some tokens, you really are. And you heard her mother say, I loved him more than you. But I get it. And y'all got to understand. That didn't really just, tickle a fancy, because you got to understand. And I wrote this down too. It's a culture difference. Okay. Jeannie Mai is more Americanized, you know what I'm saying? But her mother, as you heard, she's still, in the Vietnamese way or whatever the case would be, but not for nothing. The thing is that her articulation is different. So I don't necessarily think that she's saying that she, loved this relative more than her own daughter. But what she's saying is that she kind of sympathized a little bit more for him and his dynamics because of the lack of the support that he has, the parenting that he has, and things of that nature. And so whenever Jeannie, her child, came to her, and the articulation of probably the culture, like she said, Jeannie might didn't even know how to correlate touching and get in touch with the language. So she couldn't even articulate herself to let her know exactly what was going on, so her mom is thinking it's just child's play, you know what I'm saying? But no, your child is being inflicted and going through some situations, and that's what I gathered from that. But it doesn't stop there. Okay. Now I want to let you guys know, because again, now we get into this whole dynamic of, where were the parents and things of that nature. Well, you heard, like, Jeannie did what she needed to do in that case. She told her parent, she told her mom what was going on. And, her mom, because of the culture difference and things of that nature, she didn't necessarily believe her daughter. Okay. But I want to share this with you guys because, oh, what a tangle web we weave. And y'all know I'll be saying that when first we practice to deceive, okay? Because let's get on what Mama Mai went through. Yeah. This is actually a generational curse, okay? And let's hear from Jeannie Mai's mother as she explains how, okay? Now I'm going to share my screen with you guys once more. I'm sorry that it's buffering real bad, man. Now, this you guys have been warned, okay? This is a trigger warning as well, okay? So let me share my screen with you guys. I'm gonna go on mute, but let me share my screen with you guys.
Oh, we start right now. Can I speak Vietnamese?
Yeah.
Mẹ nói là lúc mà ở bên Việt Nam đó con là cái gì cũng control by ông ngoại hết trơn á.
Okay, so what my mom's saying is, first of all, Wai is my mom's dad, my grandfather.
I think he's a monster or devil.
This is a very, I don't know how to describe it.
We are happy in the family. Anytime my father, he came home and everybody, run different way. We avoid, but he still call the name. He come over. He hit us with no reason. And I remember one time I went to school. I wear the long dress, and my friend in the back, they tie my dress, and I get mad at that girl, the one did it.
She tricked you.
Yes, and I hit her. She go home, she tell her mom. And her mom took her, come to my house, and then tell my father I hit, get bruise over here. And my father don't ask what the reason, why you do that. He just say, oh, really, my daughter did it to your daughter? And then he hit me in front of them. He hit so hard. And that lady, she's so scared. She's gone with her daughter. And then my father make me, punish me. We gói không?
Made you kneel.
In the front door. In the front door.
Kneel in front of the people? Like neighbors?
Yeah, ngồi we gói ngay cửa đó cho mọi người thấy á. The front door when you get in the house. Yeah, punish me, embarrass me. Like a 14 years old. in the family nhà mình á bị đòn hoài à.
You'd always get hit.
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, every day my father came home. He angry something. I don't know what he angry. And then he pick on us. Either my brother get hit or I get hit. Yeah, all the time. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason. But he angry like that. So later on I found out because my father, he's gamble. Anytime with him, if he gamble, he happy. He bring home, he give us a lot of food. But if he lose or something, he came home,
He took it out on you guys.
took it out on us. You know, how come you don't clean the house? The house already clean. But he's saying, how come you don't clean? It's still dirty. And then he just slap and he just hit like that. I ran away, but I told my mom friend to let them know where I am.
You still let your mom know where
Right.
you were going to sleep for the night.
Right. The family told them about how mean you are. And my father, he promised they're not going to hit me. Don't worry. He talked really sweet to me. But as soon I walked in the house, he hit me so bad. He used a hammer. He knocked on my leg until I cannot walk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, really bad. When I was young, I don't have any good life. I can say he's a monster. I hate him so much.
Why do you think Mawai just sat there? Why,
But I say like this because
Mawai is my grandmother, but I want to know
Very
why would she just sit there? Why wouldn't she call the police or like why would
no, she doesn't. Nobody knows.
Right.
You know, I would tell my mom to divorce my father, but she never do. In Vietnam, if she take the kid, the mother and father, nobody like that. They want her to go back with the husband because you married, that's it.
In Vietnam, the culture is very strict about marriage. It doesn't matter if you're happy. It doesn't matter if you're in an
Right.
abusive relationship. Divorce is not an option. You look like you've failed the family. You failed the name. You fail the honor
Right.
if you divorce. Most women are afraid to leave because Mawai
Right,
didn't
right.
make her own money. She followed what her husband said.
No, bà ngoại có đi làm, bà ngoại may đồ, con bà ngoại là may đồ, nhưng mà mẹ ngoại làm bao nhiêu
Nói
tiền
tiếng
thì
Anh
ông
đi.
ngoại lấy hết.
So my grandmother did work. She was a seamstress, but all the money she made, my
Father took everything.
grandfather took. So she didn't have her own sense of independence. So staying with my grandfather
Yeah.
was the only option she had. So my grandfather was extremely abusive, but clearly you saw, not that this makes it right, Mom, but that you saw that he suffered from anger management
Right,
issues.
right.
And also he had a gambling problem.
Right.
So when you escaped Vietnam, what happened? How did you start to separate from him?
When we came in the United States, and my father is still got hot temper,
He still had it here in the States?
the same.
You're a grown teenager and he's still hitting you.
Yeah, hitting me. He always said, you know what? He always said, I'm look ugly, I'm unhappy.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
the whole thing. He said, you so ugly like that, you know, why you do that? And one time I get mad at him, I say, I'm ugly because of you, you know, you make me ugly, not, you know, and he hit me more, you know, the more I talk. Just example like this, he's sitting down, you know, apartment, refrigerator on the back, and then my mom cook over there, and he told my mom, give him the beer. And I turned around and said, the beer behind you, why don't you get the beer behind you? Why you let my mom go get it? He come up and he slapped me, you know, I can ask your mom, you know, I didn't call you, I called your mom. Why? But I say that's not right. You know, why don't you help her to get the beer behind you?
She's
You know,
cooking. You can help her.
my mom don't divorce because my mom say, whatever, that's your father. If you divorce, that's embarrassed more
Wow.
because the people they might think I'm looking for another guy. You know, I have kids already.
She's
That's not
afraid of
right.
what the people think.
I asked my mom, why don't you call the police? You know, and my mom's scared to call because he think if he called police, and later on, I'm like, get out, he's gonna
He's
hit
going
us
to hit
more.
her. Yes.
And my old brother, he ran away. And later on, I ran away. And my young brother, the step brother ran away. Everybody ran away.
My dad and my mom met in a factory. As soon as she came to the US, she got an assembly line job. It was in Texas.
Yeah,
And my dad was
leader.
he was the manager. My dad obviously got charmed by my mom. He has the best stories, by the way, of how my mom stood out in a sea of all these Asian people that had just immigrated here. And he noticed my mom. My grandfather saw that my dad liked my mom and immediately jumped in and
Yeah,
threatened
at-
my dad
At the cafeteria in front of the people.
in front of a whole line of like hundreds of people.
Yeah,
He came up
at
to my dad's
lunchtime.
face, pointed in his face, and threatened to kill him if my dad talked to my mom.
Yeah.
All right. So the significance of that, and you guys can catch that on her channel. She goes on to elaborate about how actually when she was pregnant with Jeannie Mai, that the dad didn't like her and was like, go somewhere with that ugly baby. Literally called Jeannie Mai ugly. So the reason why this was so significant, and I said generational curses, is because one, she ran away from home, because of her traumatic situation. Who else ran away from home? Jeannie Mai. Jeannie Mai ran away from home because of her traumatic situation and experiences. Generational curses, you guys. Y'all might think it's something, what I'm saying, big. No. It could be the smallest etching of life. When I tell you that, my daughter, I look sometimes and I be just like taking it in because, I'm grown now, but she's so talkative. And as irritated as I look back and I'll be like, I'm trying not to get emotional. I was very talkative as a kid, and then when I went through my sexual abuse, I got quiet. But I was very talkative, like my daughter, to the point to where it was annoying. And I remember one time, one of my relatives, it was one of my cousin's birthdays, and I would never forget this. And I was over to their house, and she had both her parents. And so they were doing something in the yard for her or whatever for her birthday. And I was excited, a kid or whatever. And so I look out the blinds and her dad yells at me, Whitney, get out the blinds. Loud. I was embarrassed. There was other kids there. And then, I got away from the blinds, and then I just remember running outside, and I was like loud. I was excited. I was, I guess ghetto country or whatever you want to call it. And I was loud, and I kept getting told, be quiet. You're so loud. You know what I'm saying? Be quiet, And so to listen to my daughter, and as talkative as she is, I think back and I'll be like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I kind of see what they were dealing with, but not for nothing, so I never stun her and her creativity, and you know what I'm saying? And if she wants to talk, I don't take that from her, because generational curses, you never know what a person goes through and the reason why they act the way they are. But see, we don't have patience. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why when people are talking about parents and stuff like that, some parents, and I wrote this down, a disconnect. She has a disconnect because of her trauma. Her not necessarily paying attention to her daughter. She was disconnected. She was working. She wasn't really connected to her. And I really believe it's because, prime example, and she goes on to say this in here, that she kind of had resentment towards Jeannie Mai, because she felt like, gosh, I'm losing my family. I'm losing my whole existence because of you, because I'm pregnant with you. I can't be around my family. I miss them because I had you. I decided to be a mom. And so I can't be around my family because of you, And so she kind of had low-key resentment. So she probably in some way, shape, or form really didn't care as to what was really going on with Jeannie Mai. I'm just gonna be 100. You know what I'm saying? And so you could tell it was a disconnect there, not only because culture, but because she just really was in a situation to where she just kind of was getting pulled at all ends or whatever. And you see what she was saying, like, in it, she missed her family. And the thing is that, like, prime example, a lot of the victims with, a lot of victims, period, I'm not going to label no particular victims, they want to go back to that situation, or they miss that, because that's a sense of normalcy to them at some kind of point. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think she got her own family, she should be good. She's away. No, she's like, dadgummit, it's your fault that I'm not able to get back in that crazy situation. You know what I'm saying? So, So I wrote that down. I was like, it's very disconnected because of trauma. And then also, you could tell she went through something. And to hear that she was called ugly by her parent, that's why us as parents, we have to be cognitive of what we allow to come out of our mouth and how it registers to these little sponge like brains. Okay, because being called ugly, if you notice, her mom is very, very flamboyant with her style and with her fashion. And that's a sense of control. That's a sense of, when you see flamboyant individuals and they always got to be seen, it's a sense of control. I can control this. I couldn't control that. I can control this. He said I was ugly. So now I'm about to really just, you get what I'm saying? So, everybody has a story. That's what you got to understand. Not just the victim, the victimizer, the parents, the victimizer's parents. You know what I'm saying? It's stories there, and it's not just surface level. It's not just black and white. It's a gray area there. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted you guys to see that, because when I heard that, I was like, wow, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And then to see her, you kind of can tell, she's just, it's sad, but they do go on to forgive each other and love on each other and, work on their bonding. That's why, again, prime example with the whole situation with the Clarys and Azriel and stuff like that. And people keep bringing it up like there's something cute. Do you not understand that people that they all went through this whole traumatizing situation? And you hear as whenever she sat down with Gayle King say that they got their daughter back, but they low-key didn't. I mean, I was afraid of my dad. I couldn't look him or my siblings in the eyes. I mean, she was she was used to a certain level of, structure, if you will. Although the structure was broken, the foundation had many cracks into it and there was many layers to it, but that was a sense of normalcy to her. And so to be in this place where it's really a normalcy, it couldn't register. And they're still going through that process of normalcy and trying to figure things out. Marriages was damaged. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, gosh, I can just only imagine, and that's the reason why I try so hard to, I try to give a perspective that if you listen to all the details of each story, they're similar. The blueprint is always pretty much the same. Now let's get into talking about what's going on with Jeannie Mai now. Okay, let's get to going into what is going on with Jeannie Mai now, because for people to be thinking that victims are supposed to live up on the rocks and not supposed to live life, I don't know what to tell you, because baby, life is for the living. Okay, now I jumped, but she did have her first spouse. Let's get into him before we get into life now, okay? But as she grew up, as she grew on, as life went on, she got married, okay? Now let me tell you about her first marriage, okay? And her ex-husband, they were married from 2007 till 2018. He is an actor known for 2019 film The Maverick and the 2011 flick The Hollywood Hunter. He is engaged now to Lindsay too. Actually, I think they're married now, and they share 2 children, Emily Rose too, and then Huck Frederick. Okay, and that's her ex-husband. Freddie, I'm sorry. Her ex-husband, Freddie, I don't think I disclosed his name. Now, in regards to the divorce, okay, this is an article that I'm going to read in regards to their demise, okay? So when asked directly if her estranged husband had cheated on her, Mai said she does find the timing interesting. And you know what's funny? I was never really the type to really sit there and actually calculate and do math. But then our real fam comes in and goes, wait, when you announce you met this person at this time, and now you are together having the baby at this time. Jeannie just came out with you guys getting divorced at this time. That's funny, said Mai. I guess it's just really hard because I can't just have a child for another person, and you don't have a child to save your marriage. But we are in love and we are enjoying life, and he's my Freddie and I'm his Jeannie, and we don't have any other problems except that, which you never know what could happen in the future, she said. Now, we come to know that she didn't have no children with him. And now we kind of understand why. And I further understand why because I actually saw a video that I'm going to actually play with her talking about it. But it's because of the trauma that she went through. I'm telling y'all, it comes up and it rears its ugly head whenever you're in a situation. Okay. But not for nothing. She gets remarried, okay, as we all know, okay, to Jeezy. All right. Okay, now let me talk about her husband in the sense, okay. Now, J. Wayne Jenkins, known by his stage name Jeezy, is an American rapper signed to Def Jam Records in 2004. His major label debut, Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 101, was released the following year. Okay, now he was born September 28, 1977. He is age 44 years old. Okay, and let's go into, let me see. Okay, so this what I'm about to share my screen with you now is her talking about motherhood, and she breaks down and explains as to why she didn't have any children, or she wasn't trying to have children, and the traumatizing extent behind it, which I understand now, knowing what she went through. So let me share this with you guys.
I've learned in counseling that with people who have faced really bad trauma, they're constantly burdened with this fear that something bad is going to happen next.
Jeannie Mai is getting candid about her journey to motherhood. The 42-year-old shared a new video titled "Why I Changed My Mind to Have a Baby" on her Hello Honey with Jeannie Mai YouTube channel. And the star, who is currently expecting her first child with husband Jeezy, got emotional and teared up, explaining how she was always scared to have a child because of her own past trauma.
I think the reason why I've always said I don't want to have kids is because I didn't trust myself to actually protect somebody else from that. The truth is, it still scares me if I can still do that, It still scares me on whether or not I can keep a kid safe from someone else who might hurt them.
The Real co-host has previously shared that she was sexually abused by a family member for 5 years when she was a child. However, despite everything that she has been through, Jeannie went on to explain that she's determined to face her fears and be the best mother as possible for her little one.
But I also know that I am a mighty woman today, and that my child's not going to have the same relationship with their parents that I had with mine. They're going to have a relationship with me that I'm going to cultivate and make stronger and more communicative and more open and fluid than any other relationship I've ever had in my life.
Jeannie also gushed in the video about her husband Jeezy. Access Hollywood spoke with Jeannie in June, and she revealed about how she and Jeezy grew closer after getting married.
We grew very, very much closer. We were really close when we were dating, but I think the things that we learned in order to really unite our marriage is exactly what kind of relationship we wanted. The things to fill in, the little holes of being alone, or maybe being insecure if somebody has to travel or have, a lot of time away from home. We had to, we discuss everything. We discuss how we want to have dinner together, how we want to have dinner together as a habit. What do we do if he's on tour? What do we do if I travel? So that is the most mature thing about a relationship for me, because usually in a relationship, you kind of go through it and then you get hit with hurdles of whether or not it worked or not. You go through a few fights, you go through, a few, somebody holds back. Somebody's like, well, if you're going to be this way, I'm going to be this way back to you. No, this is a relationship where we're like, okay, traveling season is coming up. You're going to go on tour. I've got to go, shoot the reel or whatever it may be. How do we want this to happen? How do we want every day? How do we want to have our meals together? How do we want to pray together? How do we want to go to bed together? That's something that's very new for me and my favorite part about this marriage.
So I thought that was very beautiful. And what I gathered from that before we wrap this up, she didn't trust herself. Okay. And what you got to understand is that I got that. If I didn't get that, I got that out of anything else she possibly could have conveyed. I understood that. I understood the fear of not knowing that you had the capabilities to not allow this to happen to your child. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not something that you think will happen. And that's why when we ask where were the parents, none the wiser. And I keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't ever think that something would happen like that to your child. You know what I'm saying? You would never think that. So you don't look at the clues. You don't pay attention to how their behavior changed. You don't, because you are disconnected in that realm. But however, because she went through what she went through, also what I wrote down and what I can understand and attest to, she learned. She learned from her own experience. So if you heard her, she said, because of what I went through, my child is not going to have the same relationship like I did with my parents. And that's kind of where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Because of what I went through, I talk to my daughter. I have a conversation. As young as she is, I trust the fact of the matter that my parenting is that good enough to where, and also that my articulation to my daughter about certain things is rewarding enough to where I can have a dialect with her. I can have a conversation with her and be honest, be transparent, and she gets it. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like, unfortunately, I've said this before, that not really having an experience like that, which I don't wish it on nobody, but I'm saying not actually being exposed to something like that, because you have some people that were yelling out with the whole situation with R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? They were fast as that and they didn't ever go through anything. I remember one commentator, one YouTuber said that, I think you guys are using your experience and connecting it. Yeah. That's why when certain situations like that, my radar goes off. And because you haven't been in the situation or you haven't been exposed to it, you don't understand. But when you have, you are on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when people ask about the children, the parents and stuff like that, it's like, no. You either went through it or you've been exposed to it. So of course you're going to be like, well, didn't they know better? Didn't they see that? Didn't they understand this? Didn't they do that? Didn't they do that? Yeah. Because you learn from your experiences or you learn from somebody else's. Well, if you've never been through it, you're none the wiser. Prime example, my mother. She told me, she was like, I've not been through anything like that. But just like Jeannie's mother, my mom has been through abuse. So the trauma is still the same. Come on, somebody. Trauma is trauma, and it does something to you, and it causes a sense of disconnect. My mom was disconnected. She loved us, and I knew she did. However, when it came to different things in life, it was a disconnect, especially when it came around sex. But when I got older and we had conversations, she was like, well, I didn't get talked to about that, Whitney. So just even the thought of sex it was just cringeworthy for her. And then furthermore, talk about violation, child. Every time my mom would break down, because she couldn't fathom. Now, if it was about abuse, if somebody was hitting on me and so, my mama was like, don't you let nobody, because she been there. She walked that path. But see, when you don't know a certain situation, you can't really tap on that. You can't really speak on that. You don't know what to say. You can only just be there. But see, because I've been through there, I'm on it. You get what I'm saying? So her present now is beautiful. She's expecting with her husband. And, like I said at the beginning of this, I kind of was looking at Jeannie Mai sideways because I was like, girl, the statements that you were seeing on the channel was kind of perplexing, was puzzling, was kind of low-key racist, okay? But, what I'm saying, at the end of the day, I mean, I have no heaven or hell to place her in. I want to share this last video with you guys, and we're going to have a dialect here. But I want to share this video in regards to her announcing that she's pregnant.
I can definitely say that our real fam is growing.
Yeah.
And it's been really hard to keep all of these secrets for you guys because we had so much to reveal here at the show, including the fact that I am pregnant.
Jeannie Mai is having a baby.
It was very emotional for me.
The 42-year-old TV personality announced the news that she and hubby Jeezy are expecting on The Real Monday.
Love can really change you. Yeah. And I'm so thankful to be on a show that's really helped me to grow and to evolve and to see myself differently than I would have ever imagined seeing myself. When Jeezy and I were talking, I was like, I got to come home and tell my girls.
Yeah.
I got to come home and tell the girls that have always accepted me at every stage of my life, have been through my ups and downs, and have always encouraged me to a place where I feel like you all individually always told me to, that if I wanted to be a mom,
yes.
No,
I would argue with you.
In a new interview with Women's Health, Jeannie also shares that their baby news comes after a pregnancy loss. The two found out she was pregnant a month before their March wedding, but suffered a miscarriage. Quote, Jeezy and I have been kind of saving this and hiding this for 5 months, so we're relieved to finally share the news. Of course, Jeezy is already a dad to 2 children from previous relationships. And Jeannie, who had previously said she didn't want to have children, explained how falling in love with the musician made her want to be a mom.
As soon as you feel safe in a healthy relationship, all of a sudden you start having visions and dreams. And for both of us at the same time, it would be becoming parents, having kids. And for him, he's already gone through that journey. He knows it so well. But when we first started dating, that was the one thing, you know how transparent I am. When I say, like, in the first date, I lay it out there. I don't want to ever mislead somebody, and I don't want them to get mixed expectations. So I always said, I don't plan on having kids, you know? Where are you at? And he's like, I got 2. I got 2 beautiful children. So actually, I'm good. So we were like, great, let's just have fun and date and get to know each other. But as we started to fall in more of this healthy love with each other, we said, I see having kids with you.
Jeannie and Jeezy said I do in an intimate ceremony earlier this year. And when E.T. caught up with the Real co-host in June, she shared an update on married life.
Married life feels 1,000% different than when we were dating in the greatest way. I loved our dating life because we really spent such concentrated quality time getting to know each other and making sure that we were right for each other. But now being married, it's even more handheld with such delicacy and such, because we're in our 40s and we both grew up in households that weren't healthy marriages. And we also have never seen what that looks like. But in our intuition, we all know what we want. We want to feel trusted. We want to feel loved. We want to feel safe. We want to feel cuddles. We want to feel, you know, the romance. We want to feel dating. We want to be hot and heavy with sex. Like, you want all those things. So human beings want those same things. Why can't you communicate exactly what that should look like in order to customize the relationship you have and work towards it? And so the fact that I'm doing that with a partner that is like-minded with me is the best part of my life.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So, I just wish Jeannie my nothing but the best, but you never know what a person goes through. You never know what a person goes through. And then furthermore, to at the end of the day, hear what they go through and say, well, where were the parents? I'm still getting the comments in my chat about the parents. Okay, no shade to Charlie that came in here and was talking to this man has been convicted. These women are moving on with their lives and they are still yelling out, where were the parents? And like I often have to explain to people, you got to understand, okay? And that's why I hate when people, don't try to obtain clarity and information, okay? The reason why R. Kelly was found guilty is because he committed crimes that he was found guilty for. These parents were not found guilty of crimes. If they were, however, they are in the process of already being held accountable. If nothing has been done now at this point, it's nothing to hold the parents accountable for any further at this point. Okay? I've said this several times. I digress. Anyways, you guys, that is the where were the parents on Jeannie Mai Jenkins, okay? I'm going to get in the comments and see what you guys have to say in regards to it. Did y'all know about that? We go scrolling on back. I hope I conveyed that her story as best as I can. Let me go back because I saw some comments way back. Okay.
He had heart. He was fighting me. Look at him.
T says that's why she was so close up in certain events throughout her life. Yep.
Quick free piece.
The things you don't know. Mm-hmm. Yep. Amber says, oh, did I click on it? Okay, no, I didn't. Amber says, I'm glad that mother had a moment of clarity. The same thing happened to me. My mom normalized what my cousin did to me for years. Wow, I'm so sorry about that, Amber. Nothing is normal about that. Yeah, nothing normal about that. Hey, peace and serenity. She says, hey, Whitney and Chad, coming through on my way to church. Okay, glory to God, praise him. Send up a prayer for me. Let's see. Brooklyn says, this is true. My mom had me at 16. I always felt like her oops baby, and she treated me like that. Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. Gosh. Beautifully Animated says, I went off on an old coworker for saying bad baby when referring to my baby. Words hold power, and you will not speak that over mine. That's exactly right. Now, you know what I'm saying? We know our kids. I know mine. And my son, baby, he's a ball of energy, okay? And I can tell, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm gonna be very transparent. I see the difference when it comes to my daughter and my son, okay? At their ages, they were totally different. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like with hold on, y'all. The Huckabooks are live. Okay. Right now, you guys, they live, and she don't look like she's any way, shape, Like they in a studio, y'all. Y'all seeing it first here. They in a studio. And she don't look like she fazed by anything.
They fight each other. Yeah, they were there by the Purple House.
Are y'all listening to this? She's singing age ain't nothing but a number. Exclusive. Y'all can't hear that.
In the studio, bitch. Keep on talking about us. Keep on running your mouth, fat mouth.
No, it's not ass, Amber. This is the Hucker Books. Mike.
The hate is coming in.
Mike and Deja, y'all. Oh, I'm gonna do an exclusive on it now. They in the studio. Look, I'm gonna angle it. Hopefully y'all can see it.
He ain't hurt. He just letting y'all know.
Somebody hurt.
Somebody talking about Mike. Oh, Mike, you hurt.
Hurt. Don't sit your tired ass down so we're talking about somebody hurt.
That shit sound garbage. This what we doing. Like y'all hoes want to sit up here and talk. This what we doing. Get y'all a bag. Thank you.
I told y'all, knock off R. Kelly. Y'all gonna listen to me. Y'all gonna stop playing with me. I told y'all.
All that motherfucking energy. Y'all use all your energy to hate on a motherfucker. That's sad. That's sad. Real sad. Y'all, you let you know y'all motherfucker ain't got no job. No motherfucking life. Go out and get this motherfucking album. That's what y'all do.
Yeah, you do that thing right, that thing right, dropping back so good it make it cook. Put your hoes on my page, y'all just cap. Don't make me pull up on the bitch and start snapping. Oh, you need to get your bag and start rapping. Treat me bitches like the ox and start slacking. So he had to put that ring on it. Pussy's tight, so he had to drop that bling on it. Maybe young, but I ride it like a queen, don't it? Old head fucking, but they know they really want it. Yeah, you fuck what you saying. Cause you bitches ain't paying. I'm not done with explaining. Plus the whole stop all the blaming. Age ain't nothing but a number. Get his whole something to remember. Yeah, he beat that thing right, and he eat that thing right. Dropping back so good it make you cook. Age ain't nothing but a number. Y'all ain't nothing but a thing. Ain't nothing these hoes can say that'll make you change. Age ain't nothing but a number. Get his whole something to remember.
So I'm screen recording it. I'm drop. Y'all know I'm gonna upload the whole thing tonight. Anyways, let's get back to what we talking about. Child. I'm gonna let that go in the background, let them idiots do what they do, and then I'm gonna drop it, of course. Anyways, where were we at? Okay, where were we at? Where was I at? Okay, so I can wrap this up because we don't have to get into this. Okay, I think they're about to stop. Okay, so Brooklyn says, this is true. My mom had me. Okay, yeah, and treated you. Okay, we was there. Okay, yep. Oh, thank you, Boom Boom. Thank you. She says, love your commentary. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amber says, we don't use ugly, bad, or stupid in our home. We don't either. We don't use stupid or ugly. Yeah, we don't use those words at all. And what y'all got to learn, and what I had to learn, and maybe it's because I was in education, I redirect energy. I try my best to. Sometimes I'm human, and I'll pop off and I'll get agitated and frustrated. But for the most part, I try my best to redirect the energy and try not to get frustrated, try not to be mean and all this stuff like that. Because again, that stuff traumatizes. It impacts a child, period. Brooklyn says, there is always animosity there. You never really get over it. Peace and Serenity says, that's what's frustrating. What is a victim supposed to look like? Or how are they supposed to act? Those statements that are made saying, oh, she don't act like a victim is ignorant, very ignorant. Because look at Jeannie Ma, she's a whole victim. And she set herself up on the reel and worked, you know. Jeannie Ma, beautifully animated says, Jeannie started glowing after she got with Jeezy and hasn't stopped. Yep. They just looking at the comments, y'all. I got y'all. Trust me, I'm gonna drop it. I have an 8-year-old relative, and her mother doesn't use the scientific names for the private parts. I don't like that because kids need to know so they can advocate for themselves. Yes, my children know about a penis and a vagina. You know what I'm saying? Now they know both. Now when we referencing it or whatever, we say hoo-ha and ping, but they know what it is. They know what it is. I don't want them talking about penis, you know what I'm saying? But they know the scientific value and what it is and all this stuff like that. Sharnette says, I've never been through it, but several people that have went through they type kind of trauma. Yep. Brooklyn says, and sometimes the ones who went through it blocks it out the most. Yep, that's true. Beautifully says, it's obvious when people haven't had trauma because they speak ignorance, stupidity. I can't hear the facts. I can't see the facts. Stuck on stupid. Yep. Monique says, her story gave me chills literally, and her mom's story as well. Hey, Rally. Hurt people. Yep. It's a true statement. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right. Okay. T says, hey, Miss Whitney. Love, beautiful, stay blessed. Thank you. All right, you guys. That is it for me in regards to this segment of Where Were the Parents featuring Jeannie Ma Jenkins. I pray that each one of these stories have you kind of put that whole question about where were the parents on the back burner, because we've seen so many countless stories that they are irrelevant. That takes away from the victim's experience when you're talking about some daggone parents that have nothing to do with it. I'm going through this. I wish somebody would be like, well, where were your mom? Like, what? I'm right here. I went through it. You feel me? Not for nothing. Let me state this last statement, then we're gonna end this. Beautifully Animated said, I was called stupid by both parents. Told I would never be anything and all the bull porn. Good thing I already knew that wasn't true, but how dare they? We've spoken and they've apologized, rightfully so. And I'm sorry that you went through that beautifully. I love you so much. But yes, okay. So thank you guys so very much for tuning in on tonight's segment of Where Were the Parents? Shouts out again, last but not least, to the WIT Squad research team. I adore y'all so very much. Thank you guys so very much for bringing another excellent story. I pray for you guys' strength and health as you guys endure all of the sickness, illnesses, and or diseases that you guys have been introduced to. I sincerely apologize. Okay. Not for nothing, you guys. Stay blessed, okay, and stay encouraged, and know that in your test, it's a testimony, and in all that mess you go through, there's a message. Okay, don't miss it. Okay, go through everything that you need to go through in life. Capture the learning experience, so you won't have to go through it again. Okay, and just maybe that situation is not even for you, it's for the next person. Okay, so not for nothing, thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I am Whitney D. This is Where Were the Parents, another wonderful segment, and you're tuned in to Whitney D TV. I am she, and I'm signing off. Thank you guys so very much. Have a wonderfully blessed night. Bye.